The silver glow of the full moon bathed the valley in its radiant light, casting shadows that danced like whispers upon the earth. The annual moon festival was the grandest event of the year, when every pack came together in reverence of the goddess who had blessed their kind with strength, unity, and the gift of transformation. For most, it was a night of celebration, of joy and honor. But for Alara, it was a night that carved her deeper into the walls of obscurity. Her stepmother, Lady Seraphine, swept into the gathering with her 2 daughters, draped in gowns woven with golden threads that shimmered in the moonlight. They carried themselves with the confidence of those who had never known rejection, never felt the sting of being unloved. Alara, in contrast, wore a dress she had stitched together from scraps, her trembling hands ensuring it looked presentable enough not to disgrace her family name. But even her best effort was never enough for Seraphine. "Stay back, Alara," Seraphine hissed as they approached the ceremonial grounds. "You will only embarrass us. This night is too important. Do not ruin it with your presence." The words cut, though Alara had grown used to them. She dropped her gaze and obeyed, stepping aside as the procession entered. She had been cast aside her entire life since her father's passing, a father who had once promised her that she was destined for greatness. But what was greatness when she wasn't even allowed to stand by her family during the most sacred of celebrations? From the shadows, she watched the crowd gather. The packs were vibrant, their colors and banners soaring in the moonlit air. Warriors with their prideful stances, maidens in gowns that caught the silver beams of the moon, elders with their wisdom etched into their faces. It was a living painting, a reminder of what it meant to belong. Alara, however, felt like the stain no one wished to acknowledge. But then, he arrived. The air shifted, hushed murmurs coursed through the gathering as every head turned toward the figure that emerged from the northern woods. The Alpha King, known as Kylam, he was not just the ruler of his pack but the sovereign of all packs. His presence was magnetic, his aura commanding. Clad in dark ceremonial armor with silver accents that gleamed beneath the moon, his stature alone demanded reverence. Wolves bowed, maidens blushed, warriors stood straighter. He was everything legends whispered about: powerful, unyielding, feared, and respected. Alara had heard of him countless times, his name spoken with both reverence and intimidation. But never had she imagined she would see him so close. Her heart stuttered as his gaze swept across the crowd, sharp and searching, as if he were seeking something only he could sense. And then, impossibly, his eyes met hers. It was a fleeting moment, but in that instant, Alara felt the world tilt. His golden irises glowed faintly under the moonlight, piercing through her like an arrow that had been waiting all her life to strike. She froze, breath caught, and for the first time in years, she felt seen. Not as a shadow, not as a nuisance, but as if she mattered. Seraphine noticed the pause in his gaze and quickly moved to intercept, pushing Alara further back into the shadows.